All right, welcome guys. We're back with Fortress Friday, Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, so we started off in here because this is actually what I did want to try to fix up. This is the furniture room where we actually then put in. I don't know if these are actually finished furniture. I know I couldn't quite get it working last time, and this gold weapon rack. It's well crafted, but it doesn't actually have any gems encrusted in it. And it should end up with gems encrusted in it. So I've forgotten actually how to do this. Let's just go through the list. Actually, what I'll do is I've run out of water. I literally just drank a whole glass of water before I started, and I will need more. So I'm just going to go and fill up my glass, and then I'll be right back. Okay, right. So we've got statues. So a statue of dwarves, yeah, gold statue of a dwarf. Yeah, so we've just got some general sort of gold statues in through here, which I don't know if I'm putting gold statues back in this list. I don't think I am. But anyway, we're certainly getting some things that are worth a bit from this particular stockpile. But we're just having a bit of trouble down in through here. We have. This is where different things like the throne, the sarcophagus, etc. should all be coming into here, and then we have the gem bin back in this side as well. So just have a quick look and see. We've got the gem cutter is in there encrusting, is cutting gems, and then we're going to have encrust furniture with gems just sort of coming through as well. So, and we do have a gold cabinet there. We do have rough, smoky quartzes, and we do actually have a large single cut tourmaline now. So we're cutting the gems. We do actually have the cabinet sort of ready to be encrusted with the gems. Inside this stockpile here, yeah. So these are all cut, square cuts. What if we shouldn't put rough in here as well? We've designated the stockpile actually goes off to various locations. I've got 2 gem stockpiles. Okay, we do have a rough one, so it offloads when it finishes. Actually, we'll take items from stockpile number 41, and we'll take the gems from stockpile number 43. Then we go down to gem stockpile number 42. I wonder if we don't actually add another gem area. Hi Steph, how you going? And William Chapman, hope you guys are doing well. And then we give to stockpile 44, which I think is the one that we're sort of seeing above. So if we just try to locate where these different stockpiles actually are. So this one here is stockpile 42, that's 41. Then we just go up, this is 44. Where is 40? That will be gem stockpile 43. So this is the raw gems. The uncut gems are placed in here. That's okay. That sort of works. Now we do have another stoneworkers workshop there. I sort of feel that I really should move this stockpile up the top as well. I think we'll actually just rearrange things and maybe get another gem cutter in here. This should be just purely for workshops, not for stockpiles like this. So what I think I'll do is I'll chop and change things a little bit. So I'll just go to the stockpile above, because there's still going to be a finished goods area. And I'll just go to the stockpile here. Actually, that's ultimately going to have to be fairly big as well. Hi Serian, thank you very, very much for your for your subscription there. So it's going to I'm currently on a 6-month streak. There we go. Happy Dwarf Fortress Friday. Yes. I mean, it has to be reasonably large. I'll just go and place another stockpile down the bottom here, and then ditch the other one. So if we just go across into the plus here, I mean, ultimately this should be for the finished goods, not for unfinished things. This is where I wasn't getting it quite right. I might build a, I might still keep it on this side, and because we do, it's a big area. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just do it on this side. Do a big-ish zone in here. Accept, and this one is going to be, actually, you probably want this one to ultimately be what this other one is. Actually, so in that case, it will actually delete that one. So yes, and we'll just go to this stockpile, and we'll just go and repaint this one across. Just so it would be easier for me to understand if it was back on this other side over here, with this one being the raws. Okay, so we'll accept that, and we'll just go back and repaint again. Go. Get rid of all of that. Right, so that same stockpile is now on that side of things. That way I don't have to change the settings on that one. And then we'll just go into new stockpile on this side, which will be the raws. Accept, and this will be furniture. Okay, and then custom. So what we want to have here is only particular types, and so we'll leave the types. We'll go none for now through there. None for any of these. We'll just go to metal. This is going to be always gold. Other materials. I don't think we're going to have anything in there that we want to get. I'm just zipping through the stuff over the other side there. So we have, so none of those. Core quality will be all, and total quality will be all as well. But it's not allowing us to sort by gem encrusted. I might even look that up actually. William Chapman sort of saying, do you ever mint metal coins in your fortress? I'm assuming it could be useful for trading, but I've not done it yet. Yes, it's actually a good way to get rid of metals that you just don't need. In our case, the gold we do need, but we do actually have some metals that I could make into coins, and just so that they're basically just a stash of coins that we can then go and trade with. That's a very good idea, actually. I should start doing that, because the bottom of the fortress, where we've got all of the everything sort of being done, is not really it's not really used all the time. So we could certainly sort of just have like something like that actually happening, where we're just minting coins using, I forget which of the like we've got tin, I think, or something down the bottom. So we could have tin coins and bring them up. But we've got iron. Iron we don't want to be getting rid of, and the steel, iron and gold we want to keep doing what we're doing here. So we've got the types on this side. Core quality, yeah, that's all okay, I think. So we'll just go. So that should be. It's just not exactly what I want. It's not exactly the way of doing this one. So they've got toggle whether the stockpile allows plant. Yeah, that's okay. And that's one here is toggle whether the stockpile allows non-plant, regardless of the other settings. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll just leave that one there. So that's actually now going to be our feeder stockpile, which should be the same settings as this one in here. If I just go to stockpile 41 and go to custom. So types, armor stands, cabinets, coffins, doors. Yeah, I need to do this. Statues, okay, we are going to gem encrust statues. Tables, thrones, weapon racks, and windows. All right, and then we had just metal was just going to be gold, and the core quality was all of those. So I just have to go back to the types on the other one. Otherwise, we end up with everything or anything made out of gold. All right, that's actually okay, and. So this one here, sorry, I just need to go back in again. Just go to custom, because this is going to be the replacement for that one. So under the types we had, I'll keep beds on, even though they're never made out of gold. Cabinets, doors, coffins. Statues, tables, thrones, weapon racks. That should be it, I think. And windows, I think we had in there as well. So we just had those being gem encrusted. All right, so that will then be that stockpile, which should be fine. And yeah, and so we've got these other different things we can use DFHack for as well. Just wonder if that's not going to be something that we end up doing. So stockpiles, command stockpiles, import, export, and modify stockpile settings. Commands act upon the stockpile selected in the UI unless another stockpile identifier is specified in the command line. You can also specify hauling route stops for import and export, desired items configuration. So in this case, the usage is stockpiles. Exported stockpiles are saved in the DFHack stockpile. We can view and okay, so what do we have here? We've got list, import name, options, export name. I don't know how this one works, but this I think will be close to what we want. We can view and delete them. If desired names can only be contain numbers, letters, periods, and names can, yeah, that's okay. The names of the library setting files are all prefixed by the string library. You can identify library. So example, stockpiles will shows a list of all your stockpiles and some relevant statistics. Stockpiles list shows a list of previously exported stockpile settings files, including the stockpile. All right, and then we've got stockpile list plants. Import, okay, so imports the library plants. So you can look and see what they've got. Export my settings, export the settings for the currently selected stockpile for file. Okay, this just allows you to sort of manage them a bit more effectively. Export my dumper settings, so exports the desired items for the first stop of the stone quantum hauling route. Alright, so that's actually just an example. And then we've got stockpiles, export my route, train porter 2. This is what we're going to be needing actually later on. We have we've got stockpile route, include node. I'm not sure how we sort of set things up. Configuration elements. It's a panel which appears when you select a stockpile via an overlay widget. We might have a look at this. Top of categories, there we go. So we've got allows you to enable entire categories. All right, that's okay. Cross-category stockpile adjustments. It's complicated, isn't it? But I think I'm going to be needing to do this one to be able to get what we need. Example commands for a stockpile of submaster work meltable armor. Yeah, that's okay. That's really quite complex. I would have thought there would have been something though, just for setting up the. God, this just goes on and on. It's sort of one of these things I think I should actually try to read at some point. It does look very, very detailed. Hi Al, how you going? Greetings from the owl. There we are. And yeah, so there's subcategory prefixes. Other rough, other cut. God, there's a lot, isn't there? A lot in this. I think what I'll do is I'll just try it and just see what this looks like. Just if I just run it on its own. This is the list of stockpiles, the ID. Current stockpiles 42 in the fortress. So we're just getting the number, not getting anything else. Clear the output. Stockpiles, and it was list was the other one as well. So these are different things we can then go and just automatically bring in. Cages. So these are preset. Which I don't think it's we've got category furniture. These are all the cut gems and things. enough gems there. Yeah, that's okay. I won't worry about that one. So that's just DFHack with import-export. Yeah, melting and dumping can be a very, very useful one to actually bring these across. For if you're trying to sort of get really, really high quality armor and weapons, which is probably something we should be looking at doing as well. But I won't do that one just yet. So we want this one now to be the feeder for this one in through here as well. So we'll just go back into the location, and so this will be choose a stockpile to which the workshop will give items, and this one is it will take items. So we want it to take items from here, and we'll just go and click on done. Now we're going to go and delete the stockpile that's in here. And we want to then build another gem cutter in that location. So if we go back into here again, yep, it's only got the 4. All right, that should be a bit useful. The way it sort of will work. So we'll now go across and just build a second gem cutter, because I think that they've got a bit of work to do in here. So workshops. The jeweler's workshop. Yeah, we do have bauxite right next to it, so that'll do, or right near it. All right, so we'll get that one done as well, and then this one here ultimately will then be used for other things. Before I do unpause it, I will actually just go and have a quick look and see what else we've got going on. So sparring is still taking place. That's not a problem. Digging cancelled. Damp stone. Let's have a look and see where that is. So we had a bit of damp stone up through here. Now I mainly needed this area to get the limestone, so we can then keep on with the steel making. So the limestone is required for making steel. So that was this was like a quarry basically. Then we've got the your struct onyx opal. That's going to be okay. Yep, that's all right. So we'll just go and ditch that one. Left click. So this one here is cancels load cage trap. Needs empty cage. We then were yeah. So there's just a few different things. We're in a bit of a loop. Blacksmith cancels making gold weapon rack because it needs 3 gold bars. So we've run out of gold. So there's a few different things there that are a bit of a problem. Yep. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just let that one sort itself out. So making bed, forged steel short sword has been completed. Rock slabs, but no, we're not seeing there forging gold bars. Elephant man has become a swords dwarf. There we go. So that's good. Stray heat has been slaughtered. So we've got these are different masterworks that have been created now. So pigtail cloth, trousers, etc. Been raining abhorrent goo, as in a snowstorm has now come. Orangutans has become a carpenter. All right, that's cool. The Crundle corpse is fighting, so this is just nothing to do with us. It's all just things outside, and Keats have hatched. So we're getting again a lot of things actually being hatched in through here. We've got 54 hostiles. We'll just have a quick look and see if there's anything above ground, because that's the only thing we have to really concern ourselves with. These are all locked away from our fortress underground. We may end up sending out some of our military dwarves to deal with some of these, just to sort of try to whittle the numbers down. These are all undead, all zombies that are outside. As they kill creatures that are coming into the fortress, they then actually spawn back as zombies. So this is a Ruthra corpse, for example. And so yeah, so these are now all undead. That's just a right lower arm. So there's a lot of stuff that's just eventually going to rot away. But I don't really want to be opening up the bottom of the fortress to our just standard things. William Chapman saying, so, oh my lord, a magma crab just climbed up a small hole in my forging room, which is above lava, and has set everything on fire. Yes, you've got to be a bit careful of that. The F8 is where I've got all of my different bits and pieces. So yeah, if there is things that can come in, like I always set, this is my lava. I never just go and build straight over the top of the actual lava itself. I always put a grate in between, just so that it's actually, so anything big can't get in, but a magma crab can still get through that. And then unfortunately, if you do have them in your fortress, then it's just going to, you can see we've got fire snakes and things, so they can still make their way through here and then sort of end up coming back outside from the forges. So it still can be a bit of a problem. All right, that's all okay where we are there. Now, one thing I had wanted to do, actually, yeah, so I can just unpause the game. We'll just let things sort of work until we sort of find things going. We need more cages. Cages will be built automatically. Cut gems has been completed. Again, we're just going to have lots of fighting down below with the corpses. Yep, that's okay. Where did we find that? All right, so I've got these guys just automatically digging through here. So this is just sort of like an area just so we can get more gold. So they're just mining out these different locations. There we go, more gold nuggets. So picking them all up. Now I do want to just go and just get these gems while we're here as well. So I'll just have a quick look around and see if there's any more gems. This is an auto mine operation down through here, just to sort of pick up the bits and pieces. Not seeing any other gems. Actually, what's that down there? No, there's nothing. Yep. So anyway, they'll just mine these like this one here is just trying to get the gold. So the gold will then be sort of taken and then brought down to the bottom of the fortress. Oh, what have we got here? Okay, so it's now full moon. We do have a were llama locked away in a terrarium. Oh, there we go. Yes, we can see now the full moon is being activated in through that side. So that's just showing that there is actually a were llama in that particular area. Now all these different things. I'm probably going to be wanting to just clean up these rooms, I think. So we'll just go across. So I'll just get rid of that one through there. It's going to become a stray reindeer bull. Okay, we've run out of lignite as well. So this is another thing we just need. We need to have all sorts of different things to make steel. So the steel making, I might just quickly go through what all that is. So if we just go back down to F8 again, what I've done in my stockpiles here is set up a row of stockpiles. This is just for the, just so I've got at least gold nuggets, so I can keep on building things out of gold. So they'll just go down into this location and then sort of start to forge whatever they need to out of gold. This looks to be the stockpile. Not building anything else in there, nothing else in there. Nothing else there, and nothing else there. So these are just empty at the moment, so there's nothing else really happening. This here is iron bars, so we've just got like iron bars in this particular stockpile. So this is going to be sort of like the raw iron, and all you need to make iron is just iron ore, and then you just smelt it down to iron. But then to make it into steel, you then need to have iron plus coke. So we've got sort of like the coke in through here. Coke is actually made from either charcoal, like you have a charcoal burner, or you then mine lignite. And so in this case, we've got a stone stockpile here that's been set to only have lignite come in, because we do have some lignite in the fortress. We don't have a lot of it actually in here, but that was what that little message was, is we need more lignite to make more coke. I might have a look and see what our settings are for coke, because we don't need a lot of it. So we might just go back and fix that one up. Using the iron and the coke, you can then make what's called pig iron bars. So these are pig iron, so that's sort of the next level up. And then using flux stones, in this case, again, stones, economic, and limestone in through here. So limestone is another one that we have. So we need to get more limestone into this one, down into here. And then once we actually have the limestone, then they can combine iron, coke, pig iron, and limestone to then make steel. And so we have steel bars in through here. This is where the steel bars are, and then we can then go and smelt those into actual steel weaponry, which is very, very powerful. So, what we can then ultimately do, because it's such a important resource, we can then start to like really check the quality if we wanted to, and have very particular settings for the quality that we actually then use in the fortress. So, so we can sort of become a bit more mindful of what's going on. Like, I don't think we're going to. Will we find anything on the ground here? Yeah, steel buckler and steel buckler down through here. So we've got two steel bucklers have been created. Now the bucklers I'm not really using, but we just needed them because somebody ordered them basically. So that was like an old order. But we don't actually have them anywhere that we're really using them. This one here, the steel short sword, we haven't had a message about that one a little while back. This one is now being collected. You can see this item is tagged as a task. And so this is a good quality steel short sword. If we have a look, at the short sword itself, exceptional steel short sword. So if we can make more and more and more of these type of exceptional armor and weaponry, it then just means that it's even like they're much more effective than just a standard sword. So we may sort of make it so that we end up only really going for those things, so we can remelt equipment now that we're sort of on top of our military. Like our squad is now full of steel-clad soldiers. We can actually now bring them and sort of work them back. Like we can actually now look at the equipment we've got and think, okay, look, that's not good enough quality for what we have. So we can start to be a bit fussier. So I'll just go and close that one back off. Hi, Began, how are you going? So and Syrian's saying, oddly enough, cats are really great at taking out magma snakes. So I've started keeping one around my forge. Hey, that's a good idea. Yes, that's a good idea actually. Yeah, because you can actually designate where you want your cats. Any sort of vermin, like and things like those snakes are vermin. Cats will be able to handle any vermin. If you're starting to sort of see grubs and things like that in your seed stockpiles, then you can allocate cats to those sort of stockpiles or those areas. All right, so we've got 57 hostiles. That's actually still all okay. Just unpause. Oh, here we go. Now this is what we have to be careful of. Interrupted by Savish's rotten corpse. Where is that? Yeah, we thought this was going to happen. We have we have zombies. Somebody died in here. I forgot about this. Where is Savish? There's a dwarf in a cage there. Oh, there we go. So this is why we have the traps in through this other side. So Savish died, and I forget actually what happened with him being killed, but he's actually just he's essentially just come out. He was buried, and now he's come back to life again. And this is a reanimating biome, which is like this is why we have to be careful with what we're doing. But he has wandered yet again. So he'll no longer be buried. He'll be now brought down somewhere else. Now, with the other things that are happening in through here, so that's actually, so that was all it was. So we did actually, at least we had ways to sort of stop anything from wandering out of the catacombs, which is what all this is. So this is all of our temple area. I thought he died. I think he died in here somewhere. And why have we got those in there? Oh, these are large. This is a human that must have dropped all these somewhere. We do have a ghostly human maceman. Might just see if there's anything else we can build, just to put other things to rest. So if I go down to the furniture and then go back to slabs. Just see if we've got anyone. Yeah, there's a bauxite memorial to Tal. Yep, that's the one that we want. So just going to place that one there, just to sort of get rid of the. So this is sort of like tombstones all the way through this other side, just memorials for the various units. That one should, once somebody comes back with that slab. So we've already engraved the slab for that human maceman. And they've taken the cage now, the zombie in the cage. So then somebody will come and build it. There we are, and that will then put him to rest. So the ghost is now gone. So yep. So Tal, the human ghost, the ghostly human maceman has been put to rest, and that's all good. That rock coffers has been completed. Yes, we need empty cages. So at the moment we're not actually making enough cages. And now the were-llama is now transformed back into a goblin. So back in there we should see a goblin appear. Not sure why we're not. Looks like the graphic has sort of stopped itself. Wow, what is this guy eating? Hagfish. I wonder where he got that from. That bothers me, because I don't actually have any fishing in the fortress. Where on earth did he get that? I'm not sure where, because we don't have anywhere that anyone can fish in the fortress. I don't know. Don't know how we got hold of that particular fish. Anyway, we'll let it continue on. Yeah, the cages. A few little things we wanted to sort out with these. Make a wooden cage. Now that hasn't been activated. Amount of logs, at least 150, and amount of empty cages. So we don't have enough cages. Look, we can always get more wood. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll change the number down to, say, 60. We don't even have that. All right, so we're going to need to get more logs. That was one thing. And I could make cages out of metal, but I'll just keep them out of wood. What was the other thing we had to make? There was something else we had set up that we required. We were going to check. I forget what it was. It was something that we were looking at the start of the session, but I can't think of what it actually was that we were trying to do. Syrian saying maybe in the pockets of one of the recent immigrants. I'm not sure which one. Oh, that, I don't know. They wouldn't bring that in, I don't think. It's unusual. Very unusual. Actually, what are we going with meals? Prepared meals. We've got 7. Oh no, we've got a lot. Okay, that's fine. We've got a lot of prepared meals there. All right, that's fine. So I'm just seeing, we just see them eating raw things like this, it's like a bit, oh, that's a bit strange. Okay, so we'll go and I'll just let the fortress keep on running forward until something actually happens, I think. Just got to keep on top of what's going on here. Actually, I'll just go to F6, which is where we got our tree layer. So this is a tower. I can just have a bit to see how big these are. These are still growing. These aren't, like, these have only sort of gone like a little way up. So we have been using, actually these have got some branches. They're not really all that, they're still young. They're all young as well. That one there is good enough to cut down. So I'll just do these in through here. They're too young. That one there looks good. Just get as much wood as we can from these different locations. This is outside the fortress, so we really can't do much there. I really don't want those in that location, so I'll just get rid of those. Just so we've sort of got them out of the way. Yeah, everything else is just too young. Oh, that one there is not too bad. Just get rid of that one as well. So just be judicious with which ones we go and chop down. That's really the only area that we have control over, where we can actually grow plants. So I'll leave that one where that is. It's inside our gates. I might just atom smash everything that's actually in through here. Oh, hang on, no, we've got the iron arrows. I need to put a door in there. Oh, no access to a door. Okay, so just go to the planner. Just needed to go in and pick up the iron arrows from inside there. So doors, door, and we'll just go into the planner. That way we'll just go and throw one in there for when they do build it. So we must be out of, what have we got in there? Goblin was caught there out that way as well. I'll just go and undo that one. That's just a left lower arm, which must have crawled out of here, I guess, and then made its way into this other side. Yeah, everything else is looking pretty good there. Yeah, I'll just leave that where that all is. All right, and what we want to do is we want to come back into the location here. And the iron arrows, we don't want to forbid those. So we want to pick those up. This will then just allow our guys to come back in. I forgot about that, we had all this. The linen quiver is another one that I want to be picking back up. So before we atom smash anything, we just want to make sure that they've been collected. There's our seed stockpile. Looks like it's full with the planting. Yeah, so it looks like we've run out of wood in the fortress. So we go through all of these. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. And nothing to worry us there. Let's go back down this way. So we want to have this one doing the same setup as what the other one was doing as well. So we're just going to go into this jeweler's workshop, and like this one here has got encrust furniture with cut gems. So it's got the gold throne, which is what we want. So that's actually now being encrusted, and so this is these are things that we want to put into the throne room, for example. So that actually is working fairly well. I'm just going to do the same deal in here as what we've currently got elsewhere. So we're just going to go and I think we had set these ones up as standard. I think we had actually built these to just automatically gold encrust from the different locations. So this one here, this object's menaced with spikes of lavender jade. So this is actually a very high quality gold cabinet now. We have the gold armor stand. It is encircled with bands of briolette carnelians. The object menaced with the spikes of well-crafted lavender jade as well. So these are very, very expensive pieces. The weapon rack. Yeah, there's an image of puzzle boxes in smoky quartz. So we are sort of building things up. And then these things here are not allocated just yet. So this is actually an exceptional gold sarcophagus. So this should automatically be fed into the other location ultimately. So they'll actually then be sort of fed back into, and this will be where they end up. So actually we've got another one back over there. This one is just exceptional, but this one is not where we want this one to be. So that one should be over the other side here, not in this stockpile. So we could just sort of get rid of this area of the stockpile, I suppose, just to sort of allocate that it's not to be included, and then it hopefully will then be placed over this side. It's a bit hard to sort of tell with the quality of what we have. They're all worth a hell of a lot anyway, even without the encrusting of them. But we're just trying to get the value up as high as we possibly can. It's all good. So if we just go back into this one here. So this will be choose which stockpile will give items. Now the giving of the items is going to be to there, and also to there. Okay, and then taking. Take items. It's going to take it from here for the rough gems, and also this one in here. There we are. So that will be it's a little setup, very similar to the other workshop. And we'll just wait for more and more of these to be done. But we do actually now have the more cabinets, gold armor stand, and gold weapon rack. So we do have a bit of those. Let's go to F6, F4, F4, and go down one. This is ultimately going to be is that the Queen's room? I think this is the Queen's room with the gold doors. So we have, I did want to gold encrust the bottom of her bedroom as well. So we do actually have just like we've got an artifact cabinet there, which is very, very high quality. If we have a look at this particular room, and then actually have a look to see, actually that's where it is. That's the this is the Queen's bedroom. So if we have a quick look at the where is it? The nobles, and just see what she's got. So she's got a in this case she actually needs a royal bedroom. She's got a grand bedroom at the moment, so we don't need much to bring that up to its own level. Now she's got a grand mausoleum, needs a royal mausoleum. The dining room is essentially she's got a royal. She needs a royal throne room, and she has a royal throne room. So the throne room is already at the location that we require, but we don't have a throne in it yet. So we'll put the gold throne into there. She's got a decent dining room, which is also downstairs and through here, but she needs a royal dining room. She's got a grand bedroom, but needs a royal bedroom. So we don't need much to actually sort of place things into that room as well. And then in the grand mausoleum, she needs a royal mausoleum. So we just need to, once we get the gold encrusted sarcophagus, that should be good enough as well. So we have, all we've satisfied at the moment is the throne room. So we just need to keep on doing more. So the bedroom, I think if we just go and place the other cabinet in the bedroom, that should then satisfy the bedroom. So we'll just go back to furniture, cabinets, hide the planner, and we'll select the material after use. So we go and place that one through there, gold cabinet. There's only one at this stage. And that should be it. So this should be the gold cabinet coming in. So we've got the gold cabinet, which is jewel encrusted. That should then bring this one up to that level. Oh, one of the jewelers has withdrawn from society. So we'll go and see what's going on there. So we're just going to click on OK and just pause very, very quickly. Particularly secretive. Now, when they're particularly secretive, you're not going to find out what they need. So let's see what we end up with. So it's going to be trying to construct something. Let's just go and watch. This is Tholtig, the jeweler. He's going to go and claim one of the jewelry shops. I'm hoping it's the far one, just in case we have to lock it away. It claimed the first one. It just kicked out the others and said, no, I'm taking this one. Okay, now it's going down to pick up some gems and coming back with carnelians. And now it's sitting there, unfortunately, unless it's actually working. I don't think it is. Just pause that for a second again. Stray keats have been slaughtered. This is what we have to be careful of. It's begun the mysterious construction. So all it's used is just that one lot of gems, unless there's something else in here. Let's go and have another look. So it's actually, so it is working away. So I thought, wow, there's going to be a lot more in here that we need. Rough carnelians back in through there. There's the gold throne, which is been set to be picked up. So these are being worked on. Gold throne should be picked up by somebody. Let's just watch what happens here. That one there looks like it's struggling with something. Yeah, it's got the gold cabinet. So this kid is going down to put that into the Queen's quarters, and this one's now walking away, the Dwarven child with the gold throne. So we'll go and place that one into the throne room. It's Curry Boglin. It's moving over to start working on other things back over through here. When here's fighting, it doesn't really matter that much. In the meantime, well, it looks like there's no real issue there. Like she's not mumbling. Works secretly. So that's all that it actually is. She's just working away. Looks like she may be having this as well. So she's just cutting some exceptional gem, which we might set particularly into something else. So we'll have to think of something appropriate. Maybe the coffin. We'll have to see. I mean, we're very close with the mausoleum, with what we need to do to satisfy that one. So let's just go back down to was it F5, F4? Yep, down into here. So here comes the kid again with the gold cabinet. Sort of slowly making his way through. Here we are. Now that should satisfy the bedroom for the Queen with that gold cabinet there. So this is a gold cabinet which is got the lavender jade. So that one is ready to go. And then if we just go and have another quick look at the nobles, nope, it's still not there. So we've got a grand bedroom. We still need to get more equipment in here. So we'll just go and just keep on sort of feeding in a bit more each time until we sort of get what we need. If we just go back up the top there to F5 and have a look at the finished goods. Yeah, that one's still just not really what it needs to be. Look at the gold weapon rack. These are all going to be extremely high quality. So this is a finely crafted. So this is, yeah, with all of the little extras we see on the side there. Should be able to use that as a filter. The little, the dashes and then the caret symbols before you get to the high quality gold throne means that it's actually had work done on it. But the quality of the work is also shown in different areas. This gold weapon rack through here. Let's go and throw one of the weapon racks in that room as well. So this gold throne, the sarcophagus, the table, these all need to be worked on. All right, we'll put the weapon rack in the bedroom there. Okay, so we'll just go and place this one, furniture. Actually, it's military. I'm just going to throw that one in there as well. So hopefully that will be enough then to raise that one up. It's automatically encrusting the furniture with gems. So bringing in, what are you bringing in here? The gold table. All right, so we've got that one. We've got the throne as well. So we might just lay the throne out. Let's go up to F3 and bring the gold throne down into here. So just go and place that in the middle of the room. Or actually, it doesn't matter where I place this one. But this one, because we've got gold flooring, we've already got this one up to the level that it needs to be. So in we go. Furniture, thrones, or chairs. Place it down in here. And we have the special gold throne there. And so that will then be placed. keep tabs on what we run out of. So there's a lot of people just congregating around, which doesn't really matter that much. Oh, here we go. So Tholtig has created so Bengetheth Ushilokosh, a perfect carnelian. She offers it to the contested hammer, which is our group. I'm going to click on OK. Now, with that particular gem, I think we'll actually place it here on this pedestal, which we've got. We've got a gold pedestal waiting for something of value. And if we just go back down to F5 and have a quick look and see what it actually is, so that she's now finished. She should be exceptional in terms of her skills. Yeah, legendary gem cutter now, level 17 after making that, so extremely high. And if we have a look at the actual workshop and through here, we then actually have this one through this other side. This one is worth approximately 2,000. I thought it'd be worth more than that. Anyway, it's still an artifact that has been now created. So we'll just go back up to the main area. It makes the dwarves happy if they sort of see these things. Oh, hang on, we've got Ubelakoth on this particular display. We've already got something in here. So if we have a bit of a look at that one through there, bulky rope reed sock. So we already have a sock on this particular pedestal. So we'll need to bring another pedestal up into here. I might sort of create a few more pedestals in other areas of the fortress. These, of course, become something that thieves will be wanting to try to go and get hold of. So it makes the fortress even more, I guess, a target of enemies. So let's just go and place this one. So furniture, and nope, that's not furniture. What would it be? I think it's cages or restraints. No, it's not that. It's not constructions. I'm sure it was furniture. Oh, display. There it is. I'll make it into a cross shape. Oh, a grown blue diamond pedestal. That's a good one. I don't know how we got that. That's unusual. Okay, so we'll place that one down, and then we'll place. So I wonder where that is. We'll just wait until it's actually been placed, and we'll go and put the gem on top of it. Yeah. So in between all these, we've got a sock. There it is. Now, what are they all rushing over for? They're all interested in it, aren't they? So let's have a look and see what this one is. A grown blue diamond pedestal, circled with bands of pear wood. All right, well, it's got them all interested anyway. Let's just go and assign new display items. In this case, we're going to go with the gems, the cut gems. Is it cut gems? Yeah, cut gems, 17. It's not there. What else would it be under? Large gems? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we'll just do that, and so they'll bring that artifact back up. So this is good. They're sort of spreading out a little bit in the room now, which will make them happy. You can see that we've really got the happiness getting it more and more under control here, which is good. There it is. All right, so we now have this gem in pride of place, which will sort of make everyone a bit happy if they're sort of just hovering around watching to see what's going on with this. This throne has not been placed just yet. That's all going well. Our military dwarves are still operating very, very effectively. We might start to wander out with our military. Yeah, they're liking this. This is very, very good. So we're certainly doing well here. Yeah, we could do a raid with our military and just sort of start to, look for other artifacts, whatever else it might actually be. So, there's a throne now. The throne is in the throne room. So the throne room is now, like, that's already been very, very high quality. I might ditch all this stuff. I don't know if there's anything else that's been set for dumping. I might just leave it and see. Yeah, we've probably got things already being dumped. So I think I'll just leave. The rocks in here are just a little bit unsightly. That's all. Just go back down to F5 and see what they're working on. Gold statue being encrusted. We do now have the gold table. And we do also have this armor stand. Let's just go back into here. Just have a quick look and see. And still, this is not good enough. The grand bedroom is still not a royal bedroom just yet. So what we'll do is we'll actually go and place the... we do have one of the armor stands, and we have the table as well. The table I'm going to have to place into the dining room, into the Queen's dining room. Furniture table. Got that gold table, and furniture. We had the armor stand. So we've got the special one. There we are. And so that will hopefully then raise the value of this room. I could put gold on, like I could encrust the bottom with gold. Now that one shouldn't be there. Atomic Ant should be not sleeping in these bedrooms, but sleeping up in the, we do actually have like a barracks for them. Okay, they're all off doing things. We're still trying to get things made. Actually, it looks like wood is really... actually, no, they're made out of mudstone. So chests should all be being made as well. Let's just go back up to F5. Stoneworkers, we've got chert blocks and things just sitting in there. Hatch covers and stuff. Mechanics area, stoneworkers. You've got a few different stoneworkers areas. They should be on those chests. They should be building the chests as they go. We'll just wait and see what actually happens. It's raining goo. That all looks to be good. So we've run out of lignite. And we don't have very many places in the fortress for lignite. But yeah, that's all sort of working out fairly well. Let's just go back down into here again and just double check. Yeah, all the stuff that we wanted to get out of there is now gone. So we'll now just lock this door. Forbid it, and then we'll actually just atom smash what we have in here already. So pull the lever, do it now. There we go. That will then atom smash the stuff that's in there. We'll just pull that lever again. Do it now. There we are. Then that will raise again. So that's now all been just an easy way to get rid of stuff from the actual game completely, where it just doesn't, where you don't have to worry about it. We could throw it into the lava as well, but that's it just allows me, if I do make a mistake with something, I can then just go and fix it up. But that's all okay. All right, so actually we've got a fair bit of wood in here. Don't know what the why they'd be wanting more. It looks fine to me. So Freeze Aaron is saying, sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments here. I'll just go a bit further up. So Snuffy McGee is saying, is an atom smasher you have set up with the drawbridge down there in the caverns? Yes, that was exactly what we just did. I know that you actually mentioned that some time ago, but that was that's what that one was. Yeah. So and Syrian saying, yeah, it's a this is a reanimating biome, and that's the trash dump pretty much. So I just want to get rid of all the bones and stuff that we end up getting. We got a lot of stuff that ends up being rubbish, particularly in the early part of the game. Yeah, Syrian saying that dwarven kids are the strongest I've ever seen. Saw one haul off a cage with an ogre in it. Yeah, no, they are. They're pretty interesting even in fighting. They're quite good fighters in the fortresses. Hi Freeze Aaron, how are you going? What are the yellow squares there in the throne room? That's gold. So we've put down gold flooring, which really raises the value of a room. So that's why the throne room, even without the throne in it, was already at top level. Yeah, and so Syrian Sensor is saying, yeah, gold floor tiles, some of them have been engraved. Yep. So it's and Syrian Sensor saying those are to be the Queen's throne room and burial chamber. Yes, yeah, that's it. Wish you could put all the rocks into a stockpile automatically. Mine never get cleared. Yeah, the way to do that, and this is sort of what I was thinking of doing, it becomes, I just cheat. You can see I've got like, this is a stockpile here, or this is an area where I've cheated just moving stuff away from the top of the fortress, like just to clean it up. And I think it's now time for another one of these. So there's another stockpile in through there of just lots and lots of rocks. There's another one through there, for example. So to move them off, the trouble is that if you've got dumpable items, and you can see it's just a mess everywhere. So I do like to fix these things up after we've done like a lot of digging, because they do just hover around. You can go on and actually just hide them visually if you're wanting to, but it's not really a good solution. It doesn't impact anything, but I just like to move them all into another location. Now, I do actually have, just in case I've got things set up for dumping, like the way it works is you can auto dump. Now, always run the game with DFHack. There's so many little things that this one adds to the game, and this is just one of them. But if I go across into here and just go into GUI auto dump, and then just go and double click in through here, select all the items and double click that one. Yeah, there's nothing that's been designated for dumping, which means I can now just go and with the game paused, just go in and go to the designations down in here, go to dump. Because I've got nothing that was already set up for dumping, I can just go now and pick up all of the rocks, whatever I want, to move away from these locations as an example. I'll just go through the whole fortress and just pick up rubbish that we sort of have. These things outside, I won't worry about those. I'll just leave them where they're going to be for now. I'll make sure I clear these out. I've got kaolinite as well. That's clay, and so I'm finding that I've got like a lot of this hovering around, but it's not really. It's not strictly a rock. So we'll designate those as well. This is the throne room where there was a lot of stuff that was actually left in around here, as well as in this room. So I want all of that gone. Don't think there's anything else that we've got left over. I've cleaned out most of these other ones. Go back down. Got metal. I'll keep the metal where that is because that should be moved down to the bottom of the fortress. So we were building these. There's nothing extra in there, that's okay. More kaolinite, more clay. Just get rid of that. This is all metal that's been mined, or magnetite, so that's all waiting to go down to the bottom of the fortress. We might start to build the what we like, the actual the thing we're going to be building to take equipment from the top of the fortress to the bottom of the fortress, like a minecart system. There's more kaolinite in there. I can come back for the kaolinite. I might do that because there's a lot of it around So I'll leave all those. It's just I've just got to make sure I just get the one type of equipment that I want to be getting. God, that's full. Just keep on going back down again, just mining in through there. More metals, magnetite. This is kaolinite, and this is actually not where the limestone is required in the bottom of the fortress, so I don't want to be upsetting that. That level doesn't have any extra. It's got some kaolinite. Yeah, we'll do a pass for kaolinite as well, but this is all rock that's been left over in this area. Kaolinite in the Queen's Quarters. We definitely don't want clay hanging around in there either. Yep, we've gone through that layer. Excuse me. This layer as well. Just looking for lignite. This is an area where we do actually have lignite in the walls. I'll just go and grab all of that stuff out of there. So, and then we'll just go down the fortress and just sort of see what else we can find. I think we've already cleared out all of this stuff. Yeah, we have. There won't be anything else out that way. But once you just go through and designate everything for dumping like this, that's all can go as well. Just means that you can end up. So I'm leaving all the metals so that they at least have to go and move all that stuff around. It's not really cheating because it's just a way of just clearing out your fortress. We don't want all this rubbish here. I've got to particularly see what I'm doing here. I can't just sort of let it go because we don't want to be picking up other things as well. You know, I dug this one because I was exploring a cavern that we found, but then there was nothing actually. It didn't actually lead anywhere. This is again part of that exploration. This one going, that one going. Those, yeah, God, it's a long way down, isn't it? But we might as well clean it all up, have it all nice and secure for us. This is gold mining. We're getting down towards the magma now. This is when we're just digging our way through. So we want to get a minecart that can just go through all of this layer. Just so we don't have to worry about it. A long way down. And we have, this is essentially where we're going to have the start of the minecart system, I think. Clean up all of this. All right, nothing on that layer. One's been left over. Do a thorough clean. Okay, that should be enough. All right, so then we just go back up to where I want the stockpile to be. And with them all now designated for dumping, I just right click so we no longer got the designation open, but I'm going to use DFHack with the auto dump. And so I'm just going to go and place these here. So if I just go in and go to DFHack, GUI auto dump, and then just double click, bang, in she goes. So all of those things are then in that particular stockpile. So all of the stuff there, sometimes you'll end up with something that shouldn't be in there. And if that's the case, you can just come through. In fact, everything is fine. It's So all we did was pick up rocks. But this really does clean up the fortress really quite nicely. So if I just, in fact, I may just go and grab those as well. Just go back and redump those. And right click. When you use the GUI auto dump like this, what it does do is it sort of just sets them up so they can be then used again properly. There is another auto dump that you can use that actually then makes everything forbidden, which is not what we want. But this GUI auto dump is the one that sort of does the good job. Let's just go back up the top and get rid of all of the kaolinite this time. So we'll just go back into our dump area and look for kaolinite. It's all okay. We had some in around here. There's the start of them. Oh, sure, we had some higher up. Like in just as we came in, oh, there was one, yeah. I knew I'd seen one at the top here somewhere. I mean, it's just never going to be ditched if we don't do it ourselves. The other things we can sort of designate stuff for a bit more easily, but that's not really what we want there. So that kaolinite has now been established. There's no more kaolinite down. Oh yes, there is through here. Heaps of it. And so I really just want to get this down to where we've got the kiln. Kaolinite back in through here as well. I love how every location is unique, and all built upon actual, actual sort of geology. I don't know what that is. Oh no, that's just what we've got selected. Okay, that's fine. So all that kaolinite. We had some kaolinite in these areas. Get rid of them from in here. So these are clay walls, which is not great, but anyway. Cold and damp. Just the way the dwarves like it. I'm going to build these. I'm still not really on top of the bedrooms at all with what we've been doing. We want to get rid of all this kaolinite from in here. There's more kaolinite up there. That all looks pretty good. I think we're going to see much more. Just move through. Alright, I'll just move down to the bottom of the fortress now. And just go F8. Which then takes me down to this layer. And we'll just auto dump into here somewhere. Into this, I'll just pop them on the side here somewhere. Actually, that's one that I did miss. I'll throw it on that one there though. So we'll just go back into DFHack, GUI auto dump. Double click, there we are. So there's heaps of kaolinite now just sitting there around here. This is a magma kiln, so that we can actually make things out of clay if we need to. Alright, so that's actually done. So that's we've now cleaned up the fortress essentially. So it just means that it's, and I do like to have it so that it's looking fairly sharp rather than having rocks everywhere. I've got a few gold bars there now. Sorry, so gold is now underway. One thing I do want to get, I'm going to need a lot more chests. If we have a quick look at what the Queen requires. So if we have a look at the she's actually now, she's telling different things that there's exports are now prohibited. But she requires 10 chests, 5 cabinets, 5 weapon stands and 5 armor stands. So we need to keep on making these things out of gold. So with this Magma Forge in here, I'm just going to go and add new item, and I'm just going to go into if I go to furniture, gold, and I wonder if there's a way to sort of be able to copy this. I wonder if DFHack has got a way to just keep on making the same type of thing. I've got make gold cabinets, make gold chests. So I'll just start to do that one through there, but there's no DFHack command by the looks. It would be cool if there was. So I can repeat indefinitely, but I can't just copy it, which would be really cool if you could. So I just wish there was a way to say, yeah, I'm going to grab that one and just keep on making the gold chests. I've got work orders. I could do it with work orders, I guess. Oh, hang on, this one's interesting. Workers. This worker is free to anyone to use. Yeah, okay. No, we don't really need that one, but I never really look at that tab. Well, we just need to keep on making more of these. So I'll just put them on loop. We'll add a new task. Just to try to remember to come back and fix this one up. So we'll just make it out of gold again with the cabinets. Put that on looping as well. Furniture, gold. We want to get armor stands. Put that on loop. Add new task, furniture, gold. And weapon racks. Put that on loop as well, just because we need a fair few of them. The armor stands I'll probably end up, yeah, I wish there was a way, I wish there was some more we could do with this. So, well, let's say now we're cooking with magma. There we are, yes. Some that want to maybe free is saying that fish is some sort of delicacy probably, and I thought I was bad for laying my clothes around. Yeah, I know we've got a pretty filthy fortress down the bottom through there. Anyway, we'll just keep on making things out of gold. We have a fair few gold bars, and probably enough to be able to make these sorts of things, but we'll just have to keep on managing this one. And if we end up with making too many, we can always convert it back to gold bars. If we sort of end up with too much of one, if I forget that I've got that on a loop. I wonder if we start, like I'm just thinking of trying to do something else with with what we're doing. Yeah, so then I've got 3 gold bars, and they'll start to then make things out of what they've got. Well, let's go and start to plan the minecart system, and we might as well do that as well in through here. So if we just go and move up, so we've got all this area through here, which we can sort of go and have like a minecart system that finds the solid rocks to sort of make its way up to the top of the fortress. This is going to take a lot. There's a lot to do coming back up through here, and I'm not sure the best way that we do this one. I've done it in the past, but I've sort of forgotten what to do, and so we may need to build like a little test area just to sort of see how things actually do work, and then if that works, we'll then sort of tweak it and then just have it so that it then just becomes part of the part of our fortress. So we'll just keep on sort of moving on up. So we're going to be wanting to get the everything to come back up to this area here, I think. Actually, maybe even higher. We can't go any higher. That's that's really the top. So we maybe just to this area in around here somewhere, or maybe slightly below that. So we'll start to sort of experiment with. Well, actually, that's raw materials there. We want finished goods, but we need to find a way to bring them up into the finished goods stockpile, which is in here. This is probably the best place for us to actually have as a final area for testing which way we go. So if we're looking for a way down, so thank you there for the gifted sub there, Began. That is very, very much appreciated to Freeze Aaron. There we go. So, oh, hang on. So freeze zone, so you can make a work order. Yeah, for a certain. Actually, that's probably the way to do it. You know, that is probably the way to do it. But let's just keep it going. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, that is a good point. So yeah, that's an interesting one. So we may start looking at this zone and just see what else we've got. So we could actually end up coming through this area. Not so much there. Yeah, if I make this the exit point, or even just off to the side here, what else have we got? No, nothing else there. We've sort of got, we're locked in there. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. So we're going to have to sort of change things around a little bit once we sort of start to move through. But we'll start probably on this side. I need an area that I can then just go and test. It's more than just a couple deep. That there is good. Look, we've got a few different layers there just for testing things. So let's go and start to figure out our minecart system down through here. It can be a little bit convoluted the way it sort of ends up working. I might even have it so that I wanted to make sure it's away from the actual dwarves, because they it can be very dangerous if they get hit by one. We need an area for dumping stuff off as well. I think we'll maybe go this side. No, I'll keep it down the bottom here. Okay, so Falcon's saying, what does a minecart system do? It's what it is we end up with a location. We end up with like train stops through the fortress, and we can tell it to do different things at the train stops, and we can even allow dwarves to ride it. So it can be a passenger system. It can be it can be for transporting things down below. In fact, I might change it so that we end up with it being further down. Well, ultimately we'll probably end up being in here anyway, to be honest. But if I just go and build it in this area from here on down, so it can be used as a weapon as well, where you can actually have like a train system that you essentially have running around your fortress as like when there's a siege on or something, where if it smashes into something, it's going to pretty much obliterate it. Like once you got the speed up, it's extremely powerful. It can be powered by wind or water, but it can also just be powered by gravity. So you can sort of do it different ways. You can also have it that the dwarves just push it around. So on one layer, the dwarves can just use it for moving lots and lots of stuff from one area to another area fairly quickly, because they can just load up the minecart, move it, and then dump it. So there's lots and lots of uses for it. So I'm just going to start one in here. So I'm just going to go and mine. Now, if we go and if I just go and mine just mine a little area out, just a little area like this, I think, and we'll just test it over 3 Z layers to sort of see what we can then get happening with it. So we'll just do a bit of an experiment. We'll just unpause and just let these guys mine this one out, and then we'll sort of get it all established. Okay, we're now saving the game. It's now early winter. Yeah, Freezerian saying powered by watermill would be cool. Yeah, so we can actually have it powered on the way up, for example, and then actually like by a watermill, and then actually have it gravity controlled on the way down. So you've got different options there with it. It's convoluted with what you can then go and do with it. So what we want to do through here is essentially just start where I'm going to have like an area there which we don't really access, and then the minecart system will then come through this other little area. So we'll start by maybe even just building a loop, and then just seeing how the loop works. So let's just go and build a longer loop out this way, and we'll just go down a little bit down this way and just make a, we'll just start with a basic track. So I'll let them sort of start to build this. So to build the minecart system, it's fairly simple. I'll just let them finish it all off. Okay, picked up those gems. Okay, so these rocks again are not ever going to leave this area unless we sort of get rid of them ourselves. So with the system itself, like if we then go into the engraving menu, you'll see there that we've got like a carve a track in the stone floor. Tracks are used by minecarts with routes set in the hauling menu, and then we actually have the carve a gap in the smooth wall. Okay, that's archers. That's an archer firing thing. So the tracks in through here are used by minecarts with routes set in the hauling menu. So if we just go across and then just designate where we want to have the tracks carved. In fact, you've got to make sure it goes around the corners like this. There is a bit of a thing where you can actually leave sections of track not done, but you don't want to end up with it looking like this. That then won't work. It does need to. There's certain things you can actually do. You can also set it where you end up with a rise in the track and then actually have like the fall will then make it accelerate. You can actually have it sort of almost like a perpetual motion machine with the way it sort of does work with the tracks. But it's sort of one of these things where there's ways of slowing it down. And I'll just go around the corner and make it a complete loop. And then we can actually set other things up with it as well. These are the advanced options. Yeah, that's not what we need. Let's just go and get these carved. So the dwarves will now all just come in and start to carve the track in the bottom here. Double check that none of our guys are fighting while they're doing that. So we now actually have the start of our minecart system, and what I want to do is now set up some stations. So if we go into the hauling menu, which is this one here, so hauling routes for minecarts. So we just go and click on that one through there, add a new route, and so we're just going to go and we can designate. So at a stop to the route, minecarts will move between stops when conditions are satisfied, and so we've got the stops in through there. We can assign minecarts to it, and we can just name the route. So this will be test route 01. So we have to sort of just figure out different things that sort of then do work in through here. So we'll go and get this one established. So we're going to go and place, at a stop to this route, minecarts will move between stops when conditions are satisfied. So we need to have a start point and an end point. So click a tile to position the stop. Building track stops is recommended. So just go into here, I guess. Actually, where are we? Stop number 1. Set the items desired by the minecart at this stop. Actually, I've forgotten what to do with this. We can link stockpiles to it, set conditions so the minecart will move on to the next stop. So we do need to have stop number 1. Click a tile. Now that should be where's stop number 2? Stop number 1 is not sure where that one ended up going. That's okay. I'll just leave that one. I don't know where stop 1 was. Actually, I don't know if I clicked on something. I thought it was over here anyway. So I'm just going to go and place the set the items desired by the minecart at this stop, and so we can then tell it what to then go and do. So in this case, let's just go and build. Let's just go and grab some stone, and we'll just make it other stone and all. So we'll just go and grab any old stone at this point in time, and place it on the minecart. Now there should be a way. It does sort of say, click a tile to position the stop. Building track stops is recommended. And this is actually something that we should be doing in here. We've got the church track there. I'm going to possibly get rid of those 2 stops. Yeah, so let's go back and just go back to this one through here. There's the tracks. That's the carve the track. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Track stops. I wonder where that is. Might be building it actually. Yeah, I think I picked the same square as well. I do need to build track stops, and I want to just build one there and another one over here, for example. So, or even just a little bit further back. I just want to get two of them built, but I can build an actual track stop itself. Is it under constructions? Oh, here we go. Track stop. So this is track stops are used in conjunction with the haul menu. They can also be used to add friction to minecart tracks. And so a track stop, this can be really, really important. And so we now designate what actually goes on with these different track stops. So let's just say we have an ending point here. And so set the friction and auto dump direction. So we're going to have it auto dump into this side. And we want the friction, we can either go from, this is like full friction to no friction at all. So this one is going to have, it's not going to be stopped at all. But in this case, we want it to stop at this location. So we do want that to be what we want for that track stop. And we'll make this one just out of chert because that's nice and close. And then we'll have another one where where it also has like the full friction, set the friction and auto dump direction when auto dumping is not required. So we don't have to do it there. Let's just get a start one there. And we'll make this one out of chert as well. So then they'll sort of end up making use of this. So we'll just go and get that one done. Actually, Freeze Aaron is saying use the two opposite ends of the opening. Then you can't forget the two. Look, these track stops will then be what I end up with the stop. So I'll go back to my hauling menu and just ditch those. So we'll wait until we've actually got those built. So they'll come in and build those track stops. All right, so we now have two track stops. So I want to have that one stop number one, this one stop number two, and I want them to actually move it around this in this direction. So it is convoluted. So we're just going to go and add a stop to this route. So it does recommend that we use track stops for this. So we're just going to go and add one there and another one there. So there's our two stops. So now I don't know if I can actually designate. I may have to get rid of that track there. I'll have to see how that one actually does work. But in this case, what we want to do is we want to set the minecart desired at track stop number one. This is going to be stone again. We'll just go in with any of the other stone. Oops, just go in with all. So any old stone, just go and grab it. And stop number two. And I think we can set the conditions up for this one through here. So set conditions for stop number one. Vehicle move to the next stop if any conditions are triggered. So guide north immediately. So in this case, we have to go and tell it when full of desired items. So, and we tell it how often to go and do this one through here. So this is if it's going to be full. We don't want to worry about if it's full. So guide north. Yeah, so we'll just go through the conditions here. So pretty much constantly, I just want them to go and do it. Just go and say guide east immediately when full of desired items, which is going to be fine. And it's got full, and I don't want to have full. What I want to do is just when it's got any. So basically when guide east immediately, always, at most 100%. So essentially it's just going to be always just guide it to the east. And so whether it's got stuff in it or not. What else have I got? Yeah, when full or like with percentage of being full or guide east and at most up to 100% full. So that will be fine. So that's all we need to do. I don't need to do these other guides, so I'll just get rid of those. So that's going to be basically always just guide it to the other side. I can also click on that one there and push off east. So let's just go and do a push and see how this one actually does work. And ride east, we can always do that as well, where they just basically get in the minecart and ride themselves. But I'll just go with push off so that they come down and push it off, and we'll just see how much force it actually ends up getting. So that will be done. Set the conditions, so we can add more conditions in if we wanted to. But anyway, that's sort of the way those conditions then work. So that's for stop number one. Done. And And at stop number 2, we don't actually have, well, we actually do have the conditions here, where I'm just going to keep it empty, and then with that one there, once the minecart is on this particular track, we'll then just tell them to ride it to the next stop. So so just from there to there. So we'll just go into stop number 2. This will be set the conditions. I'll just go and get rid of those. So and again, we'll just go and guide to the east. In this case, when actually I want them to ride it into the east immediately, so we don't just like that. So just immediately ride it to the east once they get there. So that'll be just done. The stockpile there will then offload into that zone there. So we may even clean this one up again, but we'll just watch and see what happens. Now need to allocate a minecart. We have a few different minecarts that have been set up with wood, so these aren't super strong, but it's still going to be enough to damage something. So we have this minecart, and you'll see it's got an exclamation mark, which means it's not ready yet. So it has to be hauled in. Let's just see what actually happens. And so we're just going to be testing things for over a little bit of a course to see how things actually do work. Finally going off to encrust the sarcophagus. There we are. So the minecart somebody should come through now, and I would hope, just to set things up. It's just a gold weapon rack. It's not really suitable just yet. Oh, you know what we probably need is a stockpile. Now we've gone back through, we've got the wheel armor again, full moon. Yep, so we've got different things that are happening in through there. That's all okay. That's fine. Now I've forgotten what to do. I think we need to have like a stockpile, which is the feeder for this, and then offloading it. And at this stage I just want to have like a loop that sort of then just continues on through. Yeah, that should be activated. Track stop. Oh no, somebody's coming to do something with it. So somebody has been allocated the job of pushing that minecart off. Let's mark a strap. I think hauling something. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So in this case, I'll just do like the period key. So comes down and just pushes it off immediately. So it's been pushed, and you can see it's not going very strong. It's going past those rocks. I'll just see how far it goes. So when they push it, it's enough for it to go all the way around. And now somebody needs to come, and with the high friction, it just stops at that location. If it's going too fast, and we don't want it going fast at all, actually, we want it to just be enough to be able to do what it needs to do. So we're going to need to put track stops all over the place just to slow it down. But in this case, that one's fine. Just comes back down, jumps in it, and rides across the next one. And so that's the loop that we've got set up at the moment. And so this will then just be the start of what we then need to go and do. So I can then go and pause what we're doing. This one will then have somebody else will be coming in to then push it off again. So we can start to set up like a loop where we fill it up with material and then move it back in around until it gets to the track stop. So it just goes in this loop. So from there is the final bit, offloads. This one here is the start bit, and we can make them fairly intricate the way it sort of does work. So in this case, I'm just going to, and we don't want them being hit by the mine carts, particularly when they're traveling really fast. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll, because we don't want them, we can have them so that they just push them along. They can also, look, if we change, I'll just do this one, I've got to get going, but what we'll do is we'll just go back into the actual minecart system, And with track number 1, you can see it's now ready to go. If we just go back in, oops, so that's what it's going to be trying to load. If we just go back into the actual designation here, this is to move it along. Let's just go and push it. This means that somebody will then come in and actually push it around the track. And he'll just push it around himself. So we don't want that either. And then somebody will come and jump in it. And ride to there. So at the moment, that's what we've got set up there. I'm going to have to leave it here though, guys. I do have to get going today a bit earlier. So, but I'll just go and change that one back again to just push it off. And I think what I'll do is push off at the east immediately. I'll just go when it's got sort of like with at least 25% of the desired items, just so that actually it's not going to do that anyway then in that case. And you push off east. Now it's got the of any items. Yeah, we're not. It's actually that's not going to work. So we'll just go and just get that one done. So I'll leave it there for today, but we'll leave it on this minecart just so that we know that that's what we're actually working on next time, just to sort of start to get this one working around. It can be quite a large project to get this one to sort of then go from the top of the fortress to the bottom of the fortress. But this is the start, which is good, and we'll just sort of make our way through with a fairly intricate minecart system. Yeah, there we go. So Seva's saying, "What's treason to talk about a nefarious queen and the minecart accidents?" There we go. And Syrian's saying, "Thanks for the stream as always. Have a great rest of your day. Until next time." Yeah, no, I have fun doing these. I've got to say, it really is enjoyable. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I should be back the next day after that. And I do have a Slytherin stream coming up in an hour's time. Just wanted to have a bit of a breather before I go off and do that one. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.